Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside our weather window on our first Monday of October. And really not a bad day out there today. It really was a nice weekend with temperatures well into the 70s, especially yesterday. Today, not quite so warm, but we saw some blue sky out there. It did clear out this afternoon and made for a beautiful early fall day. As we make our way through the week, it's going to cool down, and some locations will see temperatures in the 30s. So I thought I might throw this up there and show you when most of our area expects the first freeze, and for Ephrata, that's the 15th of October. Moses Lake, the 11th. And look at Wenatchee. We are the latest, other than Lewiston, Idaho, for the first freeze of the year, the 21st of October. But there's some locations that are past due, like Omak there on the left side of your screen. And that should have been yesterday for the first freeze. And we'll talk about this colder weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Moses Lake man was seriously injured Saturday afternoon after his motorcycle collided with a hay raker being towed by a tractor on Highway 28 near Soap Lake. Police continue to search for a suspect in a drive-by shooting last week in Moses Lake, in which several bullets were fired into the room of a home where a child was sitting. A missing 77-year-old mushroom picker and a woman who got lost while looking for him were rescued Friday after being missing overnight in the Chiwawa River area. And firefighters responded early this morning to yet another fire near the East Wenatchee interchange with the George Sellar Bridge. But first, our top story tonight. 3 people were hospitalized following a single-car accident yesterday morning north of Omak. According to the Washington State Patrol, a 1997 Toyota RAV4 was traveling southbound on State Route 97 shortly after 9 a.m. when the car crossed the center line, rolled, and came to rest on the driver's side 20 feet down the embankment. The driver, 18-year-old Robert J. Hahn of Omak, and his 2 passengers, 21-year-old Melissa L. Edwards of Omak and 21-year-old Christian A. Gooserbell of Oroville, were transported to Mid-Valley Hospital with unknown injuries. Hahn faces charges of DUI and driving without a valid driver's license. A Moses Lake man was seriously injured Saturday afternoon after his motorcycle collided with a hay raker being towed by a tractor on Highway 28 near Soap Lake. The Washington State Patrol reports that 42-year-old Jason M. Ruger was driving a Yamaha motorcycle eastbound on the highway when he collided with the back of that hay raker that was being towed by a John Deere tractor that had pulled onto the highway from a dirt road. Ruger was airlifted to Central Washington Hospital with unknown injuries. The driver of the tractor, 30-year-old Lindsay A. Moore of Soap Lake, was not injured. The cause of the accident is still under investigation. Police continue to search for a suspect in a drive-by shooting last week in Moses Lake, in which several bullets were fired into the room of a home where a child was sitting. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said there were no injuries in the shooting, which happened about 9:30 p.m. Thursday, and that was in the 1000 block of Vandenberg Loop in the Larson community. Deputies said 2 homes and a vehicle were hit by bullets. The Sheriff's Office said a man seen standing by the vehicle that was struck may have been the intended victim, but he's not been located. As many as 4 bullets entered the living room of one of the homes, but the child in that room was not hit. Meanwhile, a missing 77-year-old mushroom picker and a woman who got lost while looking for him were rescued Friday after being missing overnight in the Chiwawa River area. The Schlein County Sheriff said Raleigh Schmitten went missing about 2 p.m. Thursday. The woman who'd been picking mushrooms with him notified his wife, who then called authorities. The Sheriff's Office said the friend then got lost searching for Schmitten. Deputies, the search and rescue and mountain rescue teams searched for the pair until about midnight and then resumed the search in the morning. The woman was found about 8 a.m. and then Schmitten was located along a riverbank by a helicopter crew. The woman and Schmitten were cold but unharmed. Well, firefighters responded early this morning to yet another fire near the East Wenatchee interchange with the George Sellar Bridge. The brush fire shortly before dawn was quickly doused by firefighters from Douglas County Fire District 2 and Schlein County Fire District 1. There have been 3 fires in that area and 3 more on the Wenatchee side of the Columbia River since August. No cause of the latest fire has been announced. Well, coming up next, October 18th is the deadline for all medical workers in Washington to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Samaritan Healthcare in Moses Lake has new telehealth technology on the way to diagnose and treat patients from a distance. Wild Bighorn sheep that graze near Wenatchee have tested positive for a pneumonia-causing bacteria that can be deadly to herds. And a nonprofit medical and dental clinic in Wenatchee overshot its fundraising goal last week. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm George Sellar. Nemo Residio means nobody left behind in Latin. It's heartbreaking to know that in Afghanistan, Americans and our allies were abandoned behind enemy lines. This is a national disgrace like we've never seen before. Today, as your neighbor, and tomorrow in Congress, I will stand firm to ensure this never happens again. Go to jaredsellar.com today to contribute. I'm Jared Sellar, and I approve this message.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in north central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today. As the sun sets on another hot summer, let the experts at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa winterize and close your pool. Closing your swimming pool is the most important service to get right. Letting the professionals from Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa close your pool will ensure that you won't cost yourself thousands of dollars in damage next year. Want to save a little money? Consider dropping the water level yourself and save. Don't wait. Blue Lagoon's pool closing schedule is filling up quickly. Call today.
Welcome back. In another news, October 18th is the deadline for all medical workers in Washington to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. With just 2 weeks until that date, Confluence Health says 87% of all its staff have achieved that mark. That's up from 73% when Governor Jay Inslee announced the mandate back in August. 97% of physicians practicing in Confluence hospitals and clinics have been fully vaccinated, but figures provided to NCWLIFE show almost 8% of Confluence's 4,600 employees are seeking exemption from the vaccine requirement, the vast majority of them citing religious beliefs. Inslee's executive order makes full vaccination a requirement for medical employment in Washington. Confluence Health says since the governor's order, 23 people have resigned as a direct result of the vaccine mandate. Health system spokesman Andrew Canning says employees who choose not to be vaccinated have the opportunity to take a personal leave of absence for 12 weeks and return to work if they do decide to complete vaccination during their leave. Samaritan Healthcare in Moses Lake has new telehealth technology on the way to diagnose and treat patients from a distance. The hospital system won a $425,000 federal grant last week to purchase tools like laptops and webcams. The money comes from the 2020 CARES Act, put in place to strengthen the America against the COVID-19 pandemic. Samaritan is already using telemedicine for everything from primary care consultations to behavioral health appointments. Wild Bighorn sheep that graze near Wenatchee have tested positive for a pneumonia-causing bacteria that can be deadly to herds. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says samples from the Qualamine herd last month showed the presence of the Movi bacteria. Last week, the department began searching the herd's range by helicopter and found at least one juvenile sheep with pneumonia symptoms. If you observe bighorn sheep coughing or displaying other abnormal behavior, contact the Fish and Wildlife South Central office at 575-2740. A nonprofit medical and dental clinic in Wenatchee overshot its fundraising goal last week. Hope Care Clinic raised $53,000 with efforts including a charity dinner and silent auction. The clinic had set a goal of just $35,000. Hope Care Clinic provides affordable medical and dental care for those in need around the Wenatchee Valley. Since 2014, they've cared for more than 4,000 patients. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
My name is Catherine Thomas, and I'm running for the Wenatchee School Board. The school board should work for the parents of this community, and I want to bring the public back to the public schools. I'm a registered nurse, the wife of a medical professional, and the mother of a Wenatchee high school student. I'm running to bring common sense, courage, commitment, and compassion back to the public schools. Vote Catherine Thomas for the Wenatchee School Board.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Chiropractic and Integrative Multicare specializes in all level of injury care. If you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, have a sports injury, or a simple fall, call today for a free consultation. They offer a combined multi-care approach with medical, chiropractic, physical therapy, massage, and acupuncture. For relief from long-standing injuries to basic solutions for the weekend warrior, Latimer's Chiropractic Integrative Multicare is one stop, one location.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Like so many other services, Mid-Valley Hospital in Omak has struggled to care for COVID-19 patients. Okanagan County reported up to 550 new cases a day in September, and the most severely ill have filled up beds at Mid-Valley. In tonight's feature story, Okanagan County Public Health produced this short documentary on the experience of hospital nurses during the pandemic. It's called COVID in the County.
I'm going to put you on hold before I try to get her.
She's still on high floor. 99.
Yes, but we're not.
Nursing supervisor, this is Allison. Okay.
You want me to run it down?
Could you do that for me?
Where does it go in?
ER. And we have had to essentially move our COVID capacity out this way. So past those double doors, which were under a negative pressure, which we are no longer able to maintain that. It just seems to have exploded in the county. So this is something you can take a look at here is staffing. Nurses, how they are assigned. So we started the morning, anything that's highlighted meant that they were discharged home. Anything that's circled, it means it's a new admit for us today. They're working with no aid, and each of them had up to 5 patients apiece.
How you doing, sweetie? Let's pull your hose up here. All right. Oh, it's pretty exhausting. You know, doing this since the beginning, and you go home and you worry about them. Sometimes they're not always here when you come back. I would say emotionally, this is the most difficult.
So one of the things we notice with COVID positive patients with their respiratory is any activity causes them to desat. So we're constantly monitoring. Lots of people on telemetry. This shows their oxygenation, this 99 right here. We have run out of telemetry units, so not all of our patients can be on telemetry all the time, so we have to make accommodations for that as well, who the higher priority is for the telemetry. So.
Time to take a look now at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great weekend. Boy, temperatures around 70 on Saturday, 74 yesterday. Just a beautiful weekend. I had a great Saturday, headed down to Cheney for the Eastern Washington and University of Montana game. It was fantastic down that way. Not bad today either as we start off our work week. Just a few low and mid-level clouds out there today as we take a look up the valley at our friends up in Cashmere. 68 our unofficial high today, and that's right where we should be now for a high temperature. Overnight we were 48, 46 is our normal low temperature, so pretty much right in the ballpark today. 83 our record, that was set back in 2020. Do you remember that last year? And our record low, 34 degrees. Sunrise 7:04, sunset tonight at 6:33. Let's take a look at how our Tuesday shapes up, and it's going to be a lot like today. We will see a few clouds out there. We'll call it partly cloudy skies, but a little bit warmer. In fact, this may be our final day in the 70s of 2021. 72 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 71 in Quincy, 70 in Wenatchee, and 70 the high temperature. Beautiful day tomorrow for you folks in the Entiat area. Let's take a look at tonight now. We'll see mostly cloudy skies, light wind, area of low pressure right here, and this will be significant, at least for us, for some cloud cover. Here it is spinning off the coast of BC and Washington, and it is bringing those clouds into Washington state, and that will be our situation for Tuesday too, as the low pressure area pretty much stays put, mostly cloudy. We'll see temperatures, as we just showed you, mainly around 70 degrees. It'll be beautiful, but big changes by the time we get into Wednesday. Notice our airflow. The arrows coming right down from the northwest, and that means much cooler weather. Forget that. It's supposed to be lower 60s for your high temperature on Wednesday. And then we'll see a little bit more sun for Thursday, but temperatures will stay cool with highs once again only in the lower 60s. So we're going to be below normal for probably the next 2 weeks or so. For Friday, partly cloudy skies. It will be cool. A little bit of rain shower activity will begin to push into western Washington on Friday. We're looking at highs here in our area somewhere in the mid 60s. And then for Saturday, this storm system's finally going to kick into gear, bringing us increasing clouds. It will still be cool with highs in the mid 60s, but our chance for rain will increase overnight Saturday and especially on Sunday. Look at the widespread rain as we get to the end of our forecast period. We have at least a 40% chance of rain. It will stay cool with high temperatures Sunday only in the lower 60s. Take a look at your 7-day forecast now. 49 overnight tonight. Enjoy that 70-degree temperature tomorrow. That could be it. And then cooler weather all the way to the weekend. Partly cloudy Saturday and 65. And then that good chance for rain Sunday with a high of 61. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Schlein County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. Mariner fans will have to wait another season for a shot at the playoffs after Seattle lost 2 of 3 to the Angels over the weekend, including a 7-3 defeat on Sunday. Following a split of games on Friday and Saturday, Seattle's chances of reaching the postseason were minuscule Sunday. They needed both Boston and Toronto to lose and beat Los Angeles to force a wild-card play-in game Monday. Blue Jays swept Baltimore, and the Red Sox rallied for 2 runs in the ninth to beat Washington just as Seattle entered the ninth inning, trailing 7-3. That's when manager Scott Service pulled Kyle Seager from third base to give him a moment with the fans for what could be his last game in a Seattle uniform.
Give me a chance to get an ovation. Outfielders coming in to give him a hug, and it's well-deserved. Let's watch.
That was pretty special for me. That was a real moment, and I mean, obviously, this moment's gonna happen. You think about it, you think about how you're gonna feel, but you can't prepare for that. That was really special, and that was something obviously I'll never forget. But I'm just unbelievably grateful to the people and the fans and the Mariners. It was special.
Seager is a free agent and expected to sign with another team after spending his first 11 years in a Seattle uniform. Mariners finished, by the way, the season 90-72, their best finish since 2003, and it was the first time since the 03 season that Seattle sold out the final homestand of a season. Meanwhile, Boston will host the Yankees in the wildcard game Tuesday at Fenway Park at 5:08 on ESPN. National League wildcard game will be in Los Angeles Wednesday when the Dodgers host the Cardinals at 5:10 on TBS. Well, the Seahawks got back on the winning track Sunday with a 28-21 win over the 49ers. Russell Wilson threw for 2 touchdown passes and ran for another, as Seattle improved to 2-2 on the season. Coach Pete Carroll says it was a hard-fought but much-needed victory.
This was a really good game for us today, and we were really challenged, and we started so poorly on both sides of the ball, and then it took us some time to get going, and but what happened today was really, hopefully, really important for us. Is we talked about how we were going to keep hanging no matter what happened. We were going to keep hanging and keep hanging. It didn't matter what the game felt like or looked like. And we needed every bit of it before it was over. And so the span in the middle of the game, when the offense scored 4 out of 5 times, the defense went 8 straight drives without giving up a point. That's when the game was controlled for us and turned around, and fortunately we were able to take advantage of that. We played really complimentary ball with Russian coverage, and that's why we were 2 for 14 on third down. It's a huge stat for us, a huge stat, and a huge turnaround, and one that was really, that's the story of the game.
Seahawks will turn around and host the Rams on Thursday Night Football this week at 5:20 on Fox. We'll take a look at the Les Schwab College football scoreboard from Saturday. Jaden DeLora threw 3 touchdown passes to lead Washington State over Cal 21-6. Oregon State snapped a 9-game losing streak against Washington by kicking a 24-yard field goal as time expired, beat the Huskies 27-24. Eastern Washington erased a 21-10 fourth-quarter deficit and came back to beat Montana 34-28. And Patrick Haggerty connected on second-half field goals of 45, 38, and 50 to help Central Washington come back to beat Midwestern State 30 22-20. Turning to the prep scoreboard, let's take a look at girls soccer from Saturday. Eastmont lost for the first time this season, falling at West Valley 2-1. Moses Lake, meanwhile, topped Wenatchee 1-0. East Valley better defrated 2-1. Cascade got by Liberty Bell 4-3. Okanagan beat Northwest Christian 9-2. In prep volleyball Saturday, Cascade dropped 2 games on the road at Natchez Valley and East Valley, while Cashmere swept both those matches against the same schools. Eastmont traveled to Selah, won in straight sets. Lake Roosevelt beat Brewster 3-1. Big Nine football on Friday. Sunnyside came alive in the second half to beat Wenatchee 20-10. Panthers played stingy defense in the first half, allowing the Grizzlies just 79 yards of total offense. Camden Lloydhammer, the workhorse of the night, finding the end zone just before half to stake a 10-7 lead for the Panthers. Grant Olson and I had the call here on the NCW Life channel.
Good snap, hold is down, the kick a little bit left. Did it get through? Decision time, and it did. It wasn't by much, but the Panthers do put 3 on the board. 2nd down and 11. Rodriguez going to roll to his left, look over to the left side. Has a receiver there. It's caught, and after the catch, some yards now down the left side. Look out, still going down the left side. And that is Noah McNair from the 38-yard line, 62 yards on that pass and catch. Rodriguez to McNair. Devereaux, the snap. They're going to go with Lloydhammer right over the middle. He walks in, a touchdown, Panthers. 1-yard run at Camden Lloydhammer, and the Panthers take the lead right here before halftime.
Why not? Camden's been your workhorse here tonight. He takes it over the right side and refuses to go down.
One-on-one coverage as well. Split out left of Rodriguez. He looks that way, comes near side instead to the right side, and that's going to be an easy walk-in for a 15-yard touchdown to Brent Maldonado. Rodriguez under center again. Fake handoff to Newhouse. He's going right side. Receiver wide open over there. Touchdown to Maldonado, 24 yards. 6 seconds left. Can they get it in? 4, 3. I don't know if they're going to get it off or not. And they're not, Eric. Or they are going to let him get it off right at the buzzer. And Devereaux takes a knee at the 11-yard line. And that'll do it. I'm joined by Camden Lloydhammer. And Camden, you guys came up on the short end tonight, 20-10, but boy, you came out and played a really good team tonight. You hit him in the mouth right off the bat.
Yeah, I felt like our team definitely fought hard. I mean, we have some injuries going on. We got Trey down. Second center went down with the stomach flu today, and we just fought through it. We got Johnny and Mesqua also down. And I thought our team just fought hard, and we just got to clean some things up.
Other action on Friday night, we checked the Les Schwab scoreboard. Eastmont rolled on the road, downing Eisenhower 45-14. West Valley topped Davis 27-7. Woodinville won at Moses Lake 24-13. Cashmere celebrated homecoming with a big 55-7 win over Quincy. Schlein scored a touchdown with 10 seconds left to win a wild one at Cascade 55-54. The final OMAC clock Colville 43-20. B-League football on Friday. Okanagan remained unbeaten with a 55-13 win over Brewster. Northwest Christian topped Manson 20-8. Lake Roosevelt won by a forfeit over Orville. And on Saturday, Entiat edged Bridgeport 26-24. Here's what's coming up this week here on the NCW Life channel. Starts tomorrow night. We will be at Lebofto Field of the Apple Bowl, where the Wenatchee Panthers host Sunnyside in girls Big Nine soccer. I'll be with Matt Wiesen on the call. Our pregame at 6:45. Then coming up on Friday, we'll be back at Eastmont's Wildcat Stadium for Eastmont and Moses Lake and Big Nine football. Grant and I will have your call starting at 6:30. That's sports. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. On Tuesday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, it's our friend Jessica Johnson, the Executive Director of SAGE. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And Jessica, and we hope Hank, will be joining us on Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll also preview the upcoming Major League Baseball playoffs. My favorite time of the year. The baseball postseason. Can't get enough of it. Everything else you need to start your Tuesday, we invite you to join me. We're live, we're local, at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. And remember, Dan, go Dodgers. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.